Hey man, I appreciate your curiosity. But I believe I didn't happen upon your video by chance. Because I walked in my brother's room and he was watching your video, and I noticed you were wanting to really understand, why people believe. And I wanted to give you a better answer than just, I believe because I grew up that way. First, I just want to point out that it makes more logical sense that God created everything than to believe that nothing randomly created everything. And then to point out, most everybody's follow-up answer, well then who created God? Well, see, we are created things ourselves. And everything around us is created. So it's hard for us to fathom that God came first. But truly, He really did. And then He created everything, you see. But many proofs do it for me. In the Bible, it talks about God sitting on the circle of the earth. Okay? Back in the day, whenever the Bible was written, people had no clue as to the shape and form of the earth. Many people actually believed that the world was flat and that we could sail off the earth, But in the Bible, back way before people even thought that, God talked about that He sits on the circle of the earth. So we could only understand that or know that by God revealed truths to God-inspired men. So that right there is just one little thing that helps me understand the truth. But something simple that does it for me is you take fruit, for example. Okay? Let's say grapes. We can understand that there's a creator because of grapes. Okay, you may say, well, why fruit, man? That's kind of crazy. Well, I'm going to explain. See, look at a cluster of grapes. If you notice that off the vine there's many little individual grapes themselves. And if you take a grape, you can pluck it and eat it very easily. And if you notice that it's easily plucked, almost like it is designed for human hands. And then if you take the actual nutritional point and value of it, there's all kinds of nutritional value in eating fruit. And not only that, but it tastes good. So to me, fruit does it for me. Fruit proves that there's a God alone. Because it grows for our use. It grows for our purposes. I mean, grapes especially. But if you want to get more complex, and more technical, more scientific, then look deep within our own bodies and look at the DNA. Look at how it's created. Look at the structure of it. You can go on YouTube and watch the formation of DNA, and it looks like a little factory going on. It's really, really awesome. Just go to YouTube and type in DNA and watch the videos. Christianity, from its roots, is the oldest religion of the world. It branches off of Judaism. All other religions come way after Christianity. Islam, for example, Muhammad didn't even come around until after Jesus died. And then Islam was formed. Okay? But also, Christianity has the most documents, most ancient artifacts than any other. It surpasses Homer's Gilead. It surpasses any writings about Caesar. The Bible has the most. But I could talk all day about little facts here and there and little proofs, but I want to talk about what it is to me. I want to talk about what God specifically has done for me and shown me to help me to understand that there truly is a God. But first I want to talk about that I prayed and I asked for God to speak to me. Now I know that this may sound a little crazy, but it's true. I did pray for that, and I did ask, and I was laying in my bed waiting for Him to speak to me, and I just wasn't getting anything. And then I got a phone call, and my brother called, and I looked, and I was like, I wonder what he wanted. And right then, at that exact point in time, right after I asked the question, I heard encouragement. And it wasn't my own thoughts.
it was an outside source. It wasn't loud, it wasn't a boom, but I heard it. And I said, whoa, if that was you, God, I heard that. So I called my brother up. I wanted to see what was going on. And the first words out of his mouth were, that blog you wrote on encouragement was awesome. So I had written that blog about a week previous. So it wasn't fresh on my mind. I didn't even know he even read it. So I had no thoughts of encouragement. I don't know why I even thought that. But I know that it was God. It was God that spoke that to me. Because you could say that's a coincidence, but that is a pretty big coincidence. The first words out of his mouth were, that blog you wrote on encouragement. That's pretty crazy. Then the second time God spoke to me, I was laying in bed asking for the same thing. Please speak to me. It's been a while. I haven't heard you. But this time, speak to me in my right ear. That way I know for sure that it was you speaking to me. And I was laying there in stillness and quietness, and I heard, Brandon. And that's my name. So, in my heart, I felt this feeling of pure joy, pure emotion. Like my heart felt like it exploded with intense emotion of love and all kinds of things. And my heart has never, ever done that before, and it still has never done that. So it's something very unique and specific, and not to mention, he spoke to me in my right ear. So, you could say that was a coincidence as well. But this last time, I want to, seal the deal. The third time he spoke to me, for sure, I was living in Galveston. You probably may not know where that is, but it's an island city here in Texas. And I wasn't even living right at that time. I was, kind of falling off. I was still trying, but I was still kind of messing up still. But my friend, he brought a girl over to my house, and she was fine. I mean, she was a lifeguard. She had a perfect tan. She looked good, everything. And we got to talking, and things just were connecting, She was calling me her knight in shining armor and all the stuff that I wanted to hear. And eventually we ended up going to my room. And she ended up taking off her clothes, and she was sitting on top of me with just her panties. So she was almost completely naked, and she said, you want to have sex? And I was like, oh yeah. So I was reaching for my condom. And right then I heard, don't do it. Very clearly. And I know that it wasn't me because I wanted to do it. I was ready to go. But I heard very clearly, don't do it. So I was like, hey, I can't do it, And she ended up getting mad and just furious. Went to sleep, didn't even want to talk. The very next day, I was standing out on my deck, just looking out over the ocean. And another friend come walking up, and he said, hey, man, you didn't have sex with that girl, did you? And I said, nah, man, why, dude? I was getting freaked out. He said, she's got the hurt, dude. She had herpes. If I would have had sex with her, if I wouldn't have listened to that voice, I would have herpes right now. But because I listened, I don't have herpes. Thankfully. Thankfully, I listened to God speaking to me. Because truly, I know that it was Him. Because how else would I know something that serious? Outside of the all-knowing God who knows everything, speaking to me, thankfully. The God of this universe spoke to me to help me, even though I was still living in sin. He decided to speak to me because He wanted to save me from that. I'm so very thankful. And these stories go on and on. Yeah, those may be the only times that He spoke to me, but that's not the only times that I've seen God's presence or felt God's presence or seen Him answer prayers of mine. He's answered so many prayers. I could sit all day long telling you all the things that He's answered. And if you really want me to, I'll make another video and tell you some other things that He's done for me. But I just wanted to give you a quick overview of just a little bit of what He's done. Because truly what it takes from us is we got to have faith first. He wants us to have faith first. And then He will do these things for us. He doesn't want us to see the proof and then know and then believe. He wants us to have the faith first. I know you may not understand or agree with that concept, but that's just how He does things. And that's how He wants us to be. As true followers, He needs us to start beginning with the faith and trust that He is there. And then He will reward us after. He will reveal Himself. He won't just leave you living your whole life questioning. He will reveal Himself. But at first, give Him a chance. Give Him a true, wholehearted chance. Just like you search out the evidence for other things, I know that you're a truther. I know that you seek the truth. So search out the truth in this as well. Because He will reveal Himself. I trust and I believe that. And I just want to bring about this point as well. I don't know how much you know about, the Illuminati or any of that. But I want you to think about this. Search out this truth as well. The Illuminati have their hand in everything. They're the elites. They're the ones who are the richest of the world. They're the ones trying to run everything. And they follow Satan, okay? Illuminati is another word, another meaning for illuminated ones. And they believe the one who illuminates is Lucifer, the light bearer, the one who reveals knowledge, the one who revealed the truth to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, that if they eat of the fruit, that they will gain the knowledge of good and evil. They believe that He is the liberator of the human race, when truly He is the one who brought the curse upon mankind. I want you to think about the evil side, that if there is truly an evil side, then shouldn't there be a good side that thwarts the evil? That's just one little small piece of the truth that I want you to understand and take a grasp of. Take in consideration. That if there is this big, dark, evil side, then shouldn't there be a good side that counteracts? I just want that point to be made clear. I want you to understand and think about that as well. But I just want you to please give God a chance. Seek out the truth. Search it out. Because this world and what we do in it affects the life to come. Let's take eternity serious. Because we may live to be 120, maybe 140 at the most. I heard of one lady living that long, but that's not very long to live in comparison to eternity. So let's make sure what we believe is true and not just discount everything else. Let's truly dig and search out the truth until our heart is content and we are for sure either way. I would trust and hope and believe that if you did truly search out the truth, you would come to that understanding. But even if you search and you find and you still don't believe, well, at least you will be set in your own heart and you will know for sure. So I'm not trying to convert you one way or the other, although I would love to see you a Christian. I would love to see you to come to that full understanding of God, because it is the truth. I am 100% certain. I have no doubts in my mind that there is a God. No one can ever show me any other proof to tell me that there isn't, because I've already seen the things that He's done for me in my own life. And like I said, the other little points that I was making help reaffirm those things. But my own personal relationship with God has reassured me unto the end that I don't need to look and search out the truth any longer, because it is already set in my heart. I already know the truth for sure. But if there is any ounce of doubt in your own mind, I would ask that you please continue that search. Search your whole heart. Search as if your life depended upon it, because truly it really does. Your soul depends upon it. And I'm not speaking to you because I have any other outside gain. There's nothing that I can gain from this. The only thing that I can hope to gain is that your trust and your love, and then hopefully that your soul will be saved in the end. Because I truly love you even though I don't even know you. I love you with my whole heart. And I'm tearing up. I probably won't cry, but I am tearing up. I'm trying not to cry. But I do want you to see my sincerity. I want you to understand that I do truly care about your well-being, even though I don't know you. But, like I said, just try and search out the truth. And I trust, and I will be praying for you. But I do trust that God will reveal himself to you in some way, shape, or form. He will help you understand in some way, shape, or form. But anyway, just give him a chance. And I love you, man.